chamber, the prayer is said and the chair is taken, then the business will, without further delay, commence. There is also a special motion. This motion is with regards to consideration of a nominee for appointment as the Director General of the Competition Authority. This is a motion that is moved by the Chairperson, Joint Parliamentary Committee on Vetting of a nominee for appointment as the Director General of the Competition Authority. And with this regards, the committee approved the appointment of Mr. David Kibet Kemei as the Director General of the Competition Authority. And the committee will be seeking to have the House also approve the same. If you're just joining us, is that the House is about to commence its business for this afternoon sitting. And members are making their way into the chambers. Once the House commences, then we will be able to follow up on the businesses that are to be transacted this afternoon. The members of the National Assembly will also be proceeding to a committee of the whole House. There are two bills that were forwarded to the Senate, and there are amendments that the Senate made to these bills. That is the Food and Feed Safety Control Coordination Bill. It's a bill that is originating from the National Assembly, Bill number 21 of 2023. And it's a bill that is set to be considered at the Committee of the Whole House, of course, to consider the amendments that were made by the Senate, as well as the Statutory Instruments Amendments Bill, also originating from the National Assembly, but had been moved to the Senate for consideration. Remember, when a bill goes to the Senate, indicates that the bill concerns counties, and that the mandate of the Senate plays that role to look into the bill and propose any further amendments to the bill before it's brought back to the National Assembly for further consideration. Members of the National Assembly making their way into the chambers in their numbers. In a short while, we will be seeing the Speaker making his way also, or her way also, to the chamber for the business of this particular day or this afternoon to begin. The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission Amendment Bill, a bill moved jointly by the leader of the majority party and the leader of the minority party, a bill originating from the National Assembly, Bill number 11 of 2024. A bill that is at its second reading stage is also part of the business that members will be considering. This means that the debate will be starting. That is the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Dr. Moses Wetangula, making his way into the chambers. That is the mess that is right ahead of him. He will be presiding over this afternoon sitting. Allow me to hand you over to this live broadcast that is brought to you by the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit in partnership with Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. My name is Kamche Menza. Good afternoon.
Waheshimiwa, tuombe. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu, ambaye kwa hekima na wema wako umeteua nyadhifa za viongozi na mabunge kwa ustawi wa jamii na utawala wa haki wa wanadamu, tukusihi utazame kwa neema nyingi sisi watumishi wako ambao wameridhika kutuita ili tutekeleze shughuli muhimu za jamhuri yetu. Tukuomba uteremshie baraka zako sisi tuliokutanika hapa, na utujalie tuyatende na kufikiria mambo yote yatakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili utukufu na sifa zako ziendelezwe, na ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu na wale ambao haja zao umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amen. Clerk, we have quorum. We'll call out.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, those on their feet, take your seats. Member for Hamisi, take your seat. Take the nearest seats, honorable members. Honorable members, I have two communications to make. One is a recognition of a delegation from the Senate of Nigeria. Honorable members, I wish to introduce to you a delegation from the Senate of Nigeria who are seated in the Speaker's row. The delegation comprises members of the Committee on Constitutional and Electoral Review and Committee on Women Affairs. They are Senator Patrick Ndubweze, MP, leader of the delegation, Senator Kau Sumaila, MP, the Honorable Miriam Odinaka, MP, the Honorable Tajuddin Karim, MP. Honorable members, the delegation is accompanied by 4 parliamentary staff and 1 official from United Nations UN Women who are seated in the Speaker's gallery. The delegation is in the country to benchmark on strategic interparliamentary relations and to share experiences pertaining to parliamentary practices and to gain deeper insights into legislative processes as well as gender-responsive legal reforms. Honorable members, on my behalf and that of the National Assembly, I welcome them to the Parliament of Kenya and wish them fruitful engagements during their stay in the country. I thank you. Members at the bar, take the nearest seats. Members, let's go to the next order. I'll come back to communication in a little while. Call out the next order.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Tuesday, October 01, 2024. 1. Annual report on financial statements of the Kenya Tourism Board for the financial year 2022-2021 from the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife. 2. Audit of the financial statements for the Office of the Auditor General and Staff Car Loan and Mortgage Schemes for the financial years ended 30th June 2018, 30th June 2019, 30th June 2022, 30th June 2021, and 30th June 2022. 3. Performance audit report on management of cash and domestic debt by the National Treasury for September 2024 from the Office of the Auditor General. 4. Performance Information System Audit Report on the Pensions Department Management Information System for September 2024 from the Office of the Auditor General. 5. Reports of the Auditor General and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2024 and the certificates therein respect of the following institutions: Central Bank of Kenya, Public Sector Accounting Standards Board, and Capital Markets Authority. 6. Reports of the Auditor General and financial statements of the National Government Fund, NGCDF, for Subukia constituency for the year ended 30th June 2023 and certificates therein. 7. Report to Parliament on all new loans contracted by Government of Kenya from 1st May 2023 to 31st August 2024 from the National Treasury and Economic Planning. And finally, Honorable Speaker, annual performance report for the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises MSMEs Credit Guarantee Scheme for the period from 1st July 2023 to 30th June 2024 from the National Treasury and Economic Planning. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I beg to lay.
Leader of Delegation, the Honorable Gladys J. Boss, MGH, Deputy Speaker. You have a paper to lay? Go ahead.
Apologies, give me a minute. They're bringing it from my office.
Okay. Next order. Six. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. Honorable Shalay, how quickly is your paper coming? Okay. Okay, go back to members on their feet, take your seats. Take your seats. Order, honorable members. Done. Honorable members, I have a second communication to make. Honorable members have a communication on a notice of motion for proposed removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency Gachagua, EGH, as the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Honorable members, pursuant to Article 151B of the Constitution and Standing Orders 64 and 65, I wish to notify the House that I'm in receipt of a notice of a special motion dated Thursday, 26 September 2024, and received on Friday, 27 September 2024, from the member for Kibwezi West, the Honorable Ekomas Mwengi Mutuse MP. The Honorable member seeks a resolution of the House for the removal of His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, EGH, as the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Honorable members at the bar, take the nearest seats. The nearest, Clive. Use of the nearest seat. Okay. Honorable members, Article 150B, 1B of the Constitution provides as follows, and I quote, "The Deputy President may be removed from office on impeachment, 1, on the ground of a gross violation of a provision of this Constitution or any other law, 2, where there are serious reasons to believe that the Deputy President has committed a crime under national or international law, or 3, for gross misconduct." Honorable members, the notice of the special motion by the member for Kibwezi West seeks a resolution of the House for the removal from office by impeachment of our Deputy President on the grounds specified under Article 151B of the Constitution and sets out the particulars in respect of each ground. Honorable members, the special motion before the House presents an unprecedented constitutional moment in our democracy. Without doubt, it summons this House to test for the first time under the 2010 Constitution the provisions of our Constitution relating to the removal from office by impeachment of the Deputy President. It will be recalled that during the term of the 6th Parliament, on 27th April 1989, the then member for Embakasi, the Honorable David Mwenje, successfully moved the House to pass a vote of no confidence in the then Vice President and Minister for Home Affairs, the Honorable Josephat Karanja. The motion received an affirmative resolution of the House. Honorable members, it's instructive to note that upon the promulgation of the new Constitution of Kenya in August 2010, the then office of the Vice President assumed a new clothing as the office of the Deputy President. This new clothing embedded in it a new manner of election, assumption of office, and removal from office of the second in command. Whereas the previous Constitution conferred upon the President the power to appoint and remove the Vice President, the Constitution of Kenya 2010 shifted the removal of the Deputy President to Parliament. This lays the ground for the notice of the special motion by the member for Kibwezi West. Honorable members, Standing Order 64.2, relating to removal by impeachment, requires the Speaker to dispose of a special motion within 3 days of receipt of notice by a member. Standing Order 64.2, as read in the light of Articles 259, 5, and 6 of the Constitution, gives the Speaker the deadline of today, Tuesday, 1st October 2024, to notify the House of receipt of the special motion and its admissibility or otherwise. Honorable members, having notified the House of the special motion, I'll now highlight the preliminary procedural and legal requirements relating to the processing a special motion for removal from office by impeachment of the Deputy President. Members at the bar, take the nearest seats. Take the nearest seats. Honorable, take your nearest seats. Order. 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 Wamumbi, take the nearest seat. Order, honorable members. Order. Order. Honorable members, Article 152 of the Constitution, order. Article 152 of the Constitution provides that the provisions of Article 145 of the Constitution shall apply with the necessary modifications, the removal from office by impeachment of the Deputy President. In particular, Article 145(1) of the Constitution provides that a member of the National Assembly, supported by at least 1/3 of all the members, may move a motion for impeachment of the President on the grounds of gross violation of a provision of the Constitution or any law where there are serious reasons for believing that the President has committed a crime under national or international law or for gross misconduct. Procedurally, Standing Order 64(1) provides that before giving notice of a motion under Article 150 of the Constitution, a member shall deliver to the clerk a copy of the proposed motion in writing, stating the grounds and particulars in terms of Article 145(1) of the Constitution upon which the proposed motion is made, signed by the member and signed in support by at least 1/3 of all the members of the House. Further, Honorable Members, Standing Order 64(1)A lays out the criteria for admissibility of grounds for removal from state office. For clarity, Standing Order 64(1)A states, and I quote, "The grounds specified in a motion under this standing order shall be admissible if A, framed clearly to particularize and disclose a gross violation of the Constitution or other written law, where gross violation of the Constitution or other written law is indicated as a ground for the intended removal. B, stating with precision the provisions of the Constitution or other written law that are alleged to have been grossly violated, where gross violation of the Constitution or other written law is indicated as a ground for the intended removal. And C, accompanied by necessary evidence, including annexures or sworn testimonies in respect of the allegations. The foregoing procedural and legal requirements for the processing special motions are buttressed by precedents and jurisprudence in various speakers' rulings and court decisions. Honorable members, today I refrain from restating the jurisprudence and focus on determining the admissibility of the notice of the proposed special motion filed by the member for Kibwezi West. In determining the admissibility of the special motion, I am required to examine its form, threshold, framing of the grounds, and attachment of the necessary evidence. Standing Order 64(1) provides for the criteria for determining whether the proposed motion meets the requirements of the Constitution and the standing orders as to form and the threshold. On form, it should A, be in writing, B, state the grounds and particulars in terms of Articles 151B of the Constitution upon which the proposed motion is made, and C, be signed by the member, and D, be signed in support by at least 1/3 of all the members of the Assembly. Having examined the notice of the special motion by the member for Kibwezi West, I find that the special motion meets the requirements relating to form and threshold set out in the Articles 145(1) and 151B of the Constitution and Standing Order 64(1). I have also satisfied myself that the number of members who have appended their signatures in support of the special motion exceed the minimum threshold of 117 members in this House. Honorable members, with regard to admissibility of the grounds set out in the special motion, I am guided by Standing Order 64(1)A, which provides that the grounds specified in a special motion shall be admissible if A, framed clearly to particularize and disclose a gross violation of the Constitution or other written law, where gross violation of the Constitution or other written law is indicated as a ground for the intended removal. B, stating with precision the provisions of the Constitution or other written law that are alleged to have been grossly violated, where gross violation of the Constitution or other written law is indicated as a ground for the intended removal. And C, accompanied by necessary evidence, including annexures or sworn testimonies in respect of the allegations. Honorable members, having examined the proposed special motion, I note that in keeping with the requirements of Article 151B of the Constitution and Standing Order 64(1)A, the member has stated 11 grounds for removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency the Deputy President. In addition, I do note that the special motion as submitted to my office also contains the particulars upon which the member seeks to move the House to consider the special motion. Honorable members, with respect to evidence, the member has attached documents including annexures and a sworn affidavit to substantiate the grounds stated in the special motion. Consequently, honorable members, I find that the proposed special motion by the Honorable Ekomas Mwengi Mutuse MP meets the requirements of Articles 145(1) and 151B of the Constitution and Standing Order 64 and 65 with regard to form, threshold, and grounds necessary for a member to move a special motion for the proposed removal from office by impeachment of the Deputy President. Honorable members, having determined that the special motion is admissible, let me now focus on the next steps of giving notice of the special motion to the House. Standing Order 47(4)A provides that with respect to a motion for removal of a person from office, a member shall give notice of motion in the House within 3 sitting member for Kibwezi West, or to give notice of his special motion either today or tomorrow. Given the nature of the timelines applicable to this special motion, I will, at order number 6, that is notices of motion, accord an opportunity to the member for Kibwezi West to give the notice of the special motion. Thereafter, I'll give further guidance to the House on the next steps to take. The House is accordingly guided. I thank you.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this House notes the report of the Kenyan delegation to the 64th session of the OA-CPS Parliamentary Assembly and the first session of the OA-CPS EU Joint Parliamentary Assembly held in Luanda, Angola from the 17th to the 21st of February 2024, laid on the table of this House on Thursday, 26 September 2024. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Honorable Mutuse. Honorable Mutuse, I'll allow you to speak from the dispatch box, and he will be heard in silence.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to move this motion from this table. Mr. Speaker, this is an historical moment, and therefore, honorable members, Mr. Speaker, allow me to proceed to give notice of the following motion. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members, I beg to give notice of the following special motion as follows. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Article 150, Sub-Article 1B and Sub-Article 2 of the same, read together with Article 145 of the Constitution of Kenya that we passed in 2010, and as read together with our standing orders number 64 and 65 of the standing orders of the National Assembly, the Assembly of the Republic of Kenya, this Honorable House resolves to remove from office, by way of impeachment, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, EGH, the current Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable members, This special motion was lodged with the Clerk of the National Assembly on the 27th September 2024 and contains 11 grounds for impeachment. Mr. Speaker, in compliance with the law, as stated earlier, the grounds are concise, precise, are particularized in the motion, and this is a motion, and are supported by cogent, convincing, persuasive, evidentiary material in the nature of documents, affidavits, and electronic evidence. Mr. Speaker, I will also be presenting live witnesses, viva voce evidence, who will testify to corroborate the evidence used in support of the grounds of impeachment. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, in the interest of the time allocated, I am not able to go clause by clause, sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph, because as you notice, the grounds themselves constitute about 42 pages, and with the rest of the material, we have about nearly 100 pages. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, with your guidance, allow me to summarize the 11 grounds as follows. Generally, Mr. Speaker, as members will realize, the particulars of these grounds are that His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua has engaged himself in acts of omission and commission that constitute offenses under our Constitution, offenses under international law, and offenses under our own statutes. On ground one, Mr. Speaker, we will be demonstrating before this House that His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua has grossly violated Articles 10(2)(1)(a), 10(2)(b) and C, Articles 27(4), Article 73(1) of the Constitution of Kenya, as well as Articles 147(1), as read with Article 131(2)(c) and D of the Constitution of Kenya. And when the time comes, Mr. Speaker, I will be laying detail, article by article, to show the violations. At the opportune time, I will demonstrate to Kenyans that His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua has violated Article 147(1) of the Constitution and Article 152(1) of the Constitution of Kenya, the most progressive constitution in Africa. Mr. Speaker, on ground 3, I will be demonstrating before this House to Kenya the Constitution